you see the rays? Those are rays of the sun. See if I can get my finger up there. There, see those purple, those are rays of sun. That is so beautiful. I hope that's showing up on your end. All right, so I'm gonna get the music started, and I'm gonna take this. Don't get seasick when I move it. All right, I want you to be able to see me down on the mat. I think that's good. Maybe a little more. Yeah. All right. Okay. Music. I can hear me breathing. That is probably going to be good for yoga. All right, we just want it nice and low. All right, go ahead. You'll see that my blanket is on the mat. At this point in time, I don't want you sitting on the blanket yet. So just set it aside. That's imaginary me there. I'm going to do imaginary yoga today. And so just set the blanket aside for right now. And what I want you to do is sit cross-legged. And we're going to find our sit bones. So I want you to pull all that fluff. So we get those sit bones sitting on the mat. I really want you to ground them. However, you cross your legs that's comfortable. And I want you to just really press down. Now, I can't get my legs flat on the ground, never have been able to, but just press down. I just want you to just make contact with the earth. And as you press down and really get seated into that mat, it kind of tilts your pelvis forward, and then lengthen your spine. Lift up through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders away from you. Close your eyes. If you can hear all the sounds in my garden, the birds and everything, just focus on that for a moment. Taking nice deep breaths in, down to the very bottom of those lungs. Blow those lungs up like big balloons. And as you do, feel your rib cage expand. Feel each rib just kind of separate even more. And then feel that rib cage contract. Taking nice deep breaths. Shoulders will slowly release away from your ears. And lift the crown of your head, the top of that head, lift it to the sky. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your left hand, place it on your right shoulder. This is deep. Stretch a bit. Remember, we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. If you've started to read that book I told you about called Breath, he talks about all the experimentation and research he's done and how we can eliminate so much in our lives if we just practice breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. All right, release. And get back to center. And then left ear to left shoulder, take that right hand, place it on your left shoulder. Chin to your chest. Then release, roll up. Take those hands out to the side. Fingertips, cup palms. And then gently inhale, arms up, bringing the palms of those hands together. Exhale down. And inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. This time bring those hands through heart center into prayer. Exhale back. Namaste. Inhale out. Exhale back, and inhale out, and exhale. Let's go back to those fingertips with cup palms on each side. Start with that right arm. We're going to just gently slide these left fingertips out, and with the palm to the sky, take it over into a nice crescent pose. Seated crescent. If you feel like you've lifted off of this right hip, use those left fingertips to press. Then turn. If you have no cervical neck issues, I want you to just turn and look up at the palm of your hand. That adds that stretch from sternum to chin. Gives those neck muscles a nice stretch. Then inhale, exhale that arm down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Slide those fingertips out. Come over, pressing that left hip into that mat. Deep breath, stretch. Then turn and look up at that hand. Just focus on that stretch. Inhale, exhale down. Let's take it back over again. Should be a little easier this time. First thing in the morning, we're so stiff. We need to really get stretched out. Look up. This time, release and look down at your left knee. Let that head drop. Inhale, exhale that arm down. Slide those fingers out. Up comes that left arm. Oh, let go of that breath. Always remembering that exhalations create movement. Turn and look up at that hand. Deep breath. And then release and look down at that right knee. Inhale, exhale down. All right, cup your hands over your knees. I'm going to do a little back stretching. This is one of my favorite stretches. So we're going to roll back onto those sit bones. So you're tucking your navel to your spine, your heart to your spine, chin comes to the chest, and shoulders relax away from your ears. Here we go. Just roll back. I always say this is like a trust fall. If you were to let go of those legs right now, you go flying backwards. So don't do it. Tuck that navel to spine. Keep that core strong in this pose. And then take your focus to what's happening here in your body. Those muscles that support that spinal cord, that's what we're stretching right now. Keep that chin tucked to the chest. Keep those shoulders relaxed. You might want to shake out your head here. And then to come out of this, you want to keep that lower back protected. So keep navel tucked to spine, release and roll up. Here we go, back to fingertips, cup palms. Now I'm going to bring these arms up. Turn your fingers, spread those fingers wide. I want you to feel, take a deep breath, and center. Round and release your spine. Take a hold of those knees. Inhale, uplift. Exhale, roll back into that wonderful stretch. Oh, deep breath. Sink even with this time. You can feel your heart's almost touching your spine. And that navel's tucked in, supporting that lower back. All is right with the world. Keeping that navel tucked tight to the spine, release and roll up. Walk those hands back out to the side. Bring them back up shoulder height. Turn those hands forward. Spread those fingers wide. Take a deep breath. Lift up out of those hips and spinal twist to the left, bringing hands to heart center. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, and one more time. Inhale, round and release that spine. Roll back. Such a good stretch. You know, if you suffer from back pain, it's a good thing to do. Always stretching out the body. So I thought today would be a good day just to focus on stretching. Tuck navel to spine, release and roll up. All right. Get your, well, before we do that, get your blanket. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to sit. I want you to sit on this blanket because once you sit on toward the edge of the blanket, your hips are going to be higher than your legs, and it tilts that pelvis in just the right way. So just go ahead and stick it under you. It's like you're sitting on the edge of a chair. Take your legs out wide. Sitting, straddling splits. All right. You can feel that pelvis is tilted forward. Hands in front of you. I want you to start walking your hands forward. Use that breath, because that breath is going to get you further. Some of you are flexible enough that you'll be able to lay your body down onto the ground. My body didn't come built in with that feature. I don't know why. So what I want you to do is with your index and middle finger, you're going to reach over, right hand, grab a hold of your right big toe, just hold on to it, and flex that foot up. Flex that foot back. Make sure that whole leg is grounded into the ground. And again, here you don't want to favor that left hip. You want to stay centered. So we're leaning forward. We're flexing that foot back. And we're going to take this left arm back up into the sky. Ooh. Breathe. Then come back down. Bring that hand back to center. See if you can walk out a little further. Left hand. Reach over. Grab a hold of left toes. When you flex that foot back, your heel will probably leave the ground. That's a good thing. Arm is straight and elbows locked. Right hip's on that ground. And take that arm up. You should feel stretches all over your body now. Deep breath. Inhale, exhale, back down. Bring that hand back. Take a deep breath, see if you can walk over. See if you can soften at the elbows and start to lower those forearms onto the ground. Then with fingertips, cup palms, start pushing that body back up. Bring those feet together into butterfly. Bottoms of the feet together. Let those knees just drop open. And just flutter them, just like a butterfly's wings. You can feel this in those. We're just getting them working. You know, that fluid and that joint. Swishing around that, the ball of that bone. And then with your hands, bring your knees together. Take those legs out straight this time. Let's do a forward fold, except get your strap. Place your strap. You can flex those feet and place a strap around your feet, more toward the heel than the ball. And then I want you to sit up really straight. Shoulders roll back and down. Open up that chest as much as you can. Take a deep breath, keeping that stretch from sternum to chin. As you exhale, come forward. Look out over those toes. You can go ahead and walk your hands down that strap, not a problem. So this is a great stretch. You're going to feel it in the back of the legs, up through those hamstrings, in that lower back. Just use that breath. And then tuck your chin to your chin. Take a deep breath and draw your crown of your head towards your toes. See if you can get your nose to touch your knees this morning. And then if you do, and you've never done it that before, please send me a note. It's the goal in our lives, get our noses to touch our knees. Tuck navel to spine, again protecting that lower back. Release and roll up. All right. Okay, so I think we are ready to go down on our backs. We're going to do a little opening of the hips using our block. We're going to stretch with our strap. We're going to get those legs working. So, I'm going to have to set that blanket aside again. Unless you need it for your head, you can go ahead and do that. So, on your back, knees to chest. And just rock side to side. Oh, that feels good, good, good. Massaging that lower back. Let's start with our old friend, the wind frame pose. So take that right leg, set it down on the mat, and to ground that right side of our body, we want to keep it grounded. Flex your foot and really contract those muscles on the right side. Take this left knee and draw it towards your left shoulder. Breathe into the stretch. Might be a good time, since we're just focusing a lot on breath today also, to do your Ujjayi breath. That's an inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, creating that resonance in your throat. So you sound like Darth Vader. Now, take your right hand, drop it onto your right hip, keeping that hip grounded. You're going to take your left hand to the inside of the knee. Don't use this as weight. Just let gently drop out, trying to keep that hip as much at waist height as you can. Just opening up. Then bring it back. And gently, I'm going to turn and under. I'm going to tuck that right hip under and draw it over to the side. Take your left arm out to the side. Kind of keeps that left shoulder grounded. Right leg is straight and strong. And you're breathing. You're going to breathe into that lower back across the top of that pelvis. Then come back to center, knees to chest. Rock side to side. See if you feel any kind of a difference, if you feel a little flatter on that left side. And then let that left leg go long. Right knee to the right shoulder. Deep breath. Flex that foot, ground the left side of your body. Then drop your left hand to your left hip. Right hand to the inside of that right knee and drop it out to the side. Try and keep that knee at waist height. Bring it back to center. Tuck that left hip under the right. I just lift up. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand goes out to the side. And just draw it over. Breathing across the upper part of that pelvis. Remember that left leg is straight and strong. When you're doing these stretches on your own, you can count breaths. I usually like to do on even numbers, either 3 breaths or 5 breaths. And just feel when you exhale the movement that occurs. Come back to center, knees to chest. Rock side to side. Should feel a little flatter. All right, we're going to place our feet on the mat. Put your feet together. Get your block. If you don't have a block, maybe you have a box. You don't want anything really heavy here. So we're going to start by using the block the long way and placing it between our knees. Pelvic release. Now, we're going to be working the lower part of the body. So I want you to take your arms, upper arms, and just press them down into your mat so your upper body stays as stable as possible. And then just very nice and slow, start to rock side to side. I'm going to do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Become aware of the feeling. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Now take that block. Now we're going to turn it the really thin way from side to side. Place it back between your knees. Press into it. Secure those upper arms onto the ground, keeping that upper body stable. And rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. All right. Take the block, set it aside, and get your strap or your scarf. And you're going to put it around the back of your upper legs. Feet are still together, knees are bent. And you're going to take the right strap in your left hand and the left strap in your right hand. And you're going to pull, keeping those legs as tight together as you can. But at the same time, I want you to take those legs and press them into those straps. So it's like you have a little fight going on. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rock. 1, don't worry about your upper body here. 2, 3, keep pulling on those straps. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Set that strap off to the side. Now, we're going to come up. You're going to place your hands with your palms facing the sky, down in an outward V. Keeping those feet together, press up into your bridge. You can go ahead and tuck your shoulders underneath you to support your weight. Squeeze those glutes to lift those hips. And now I just want you to take your head. We've released our spine from the mat. So take your head and rock it side to side 10 times slowly. 1, 2, 3, keep lifting those hips. 4, 5, it's amazing how it loosens up those cervical vertebrae. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lift. Oh, squeeze those glutes. And then roll that spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes last. Take your legs out long, point your toes. Take your arms overhead and stretch out that body. Probably my favorite stretch. Oh, it just lengthens everything. All right. Bring your feet back. Get your strap again. And place that strap around just the right foot toward the heel versus the ball of the foot. And lengthen that left leg out long, grounding that left side again. All right. Take a deep breath and draw your toes toward the top of your head. Ooh, hamstring stretch. Good one. Let's do 3 breaths. With each exhalation, move it closer toward the top of your head. Now, place both straps in your right hand. Left arm can drop back to, left hand can drop back to that hip. And we're going to take this, keeping again at waist height as much as possible, out to the side and toward our right ear. So it's not going to drop that far down. And I happen to have a wall in the way, so I can't get it dropped as much as I want. But if I have my whole entire left side grounded, I shouldn't be, it should. That right leg won't hit the ground. Now, take it and draw it toward your right ear. Oh, inner thigh, hip opener. Feels good, 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 good. You're going to feel so good when we're finished with this class. You'll be so stretched out. Now, bring it back to center. Now we're going to do a piriformis stretch. So, center line of your body, down your nose, through your belly button. Take this right foot 6 inches onto the left side of that line. Oh, and then toward your left ear. Yeah. So you should be feeling this down through that lower back, down the outside. The IT band, hard place to get to. And you're deep into those glutes in this stretch, stretching that piriformis. And that's where that wonderful little muscle lies. Good place to be. Good stretch for it. Then place that right foot on the mat. Strap goes around the left foot this time. Take a deep breath. Oops, I'm sorry. Take that right leg out, grounding that right side. Take a deep breath and draw the toes toward the top of your head. Then put both straps in your left hand. Drop that leg out. Right hand drops to that right hip. Take a deep breath. Draw those toes toward your left ear. Opening up that hip. Bring it back. Put both straps into your right hand. Center line of your body again. Draw it over about 6 inches and toward your... Remember, each side's going to feel different. The sides of our body are not the same, each side. So it's perfectly normal. Can you feel it down the side deep? You might even feel it down into the lower leg. Bring it back to center. Bring the right foot to the mat. Release. And go ahead and set that strap aside. Rock side to side. All right, I want you to come up. We're going to come back up onto our hands and knees, but I want you to do it slowly. I don't want you to get lightheaded. So my suggestion always is to turn onto your right side and press up slowly. And then just go ahead, come around. Knees are hip width apart. Hands and wrists under your shoulders. If you have 2 blocks, I want you to go ahead and put them up at the top of your mat. If you don't, it's okay. All right. We're going to press back into our child pose. So I want you, the first child pose is always a stretch, and even though it's a rest and recover posture. So press back, sit back as far as you can, and you're going to feel stretch here in the thighs, across the knee. Drop onto your forearms. And you can stack your hands here under your forehead or get your forehead to the mat. And you're going to feel this through the glutes again, through the lower back. And then come back up. If you've got those blocks, go ahead and move them so that your hands can be on them. And bring your body over. So you're kind of in a modified plank pose. Now, keep that core strong. And we're gonna let ourselves come down, scoop up, and sit back. It's a little easier when you've got the blocks than when you're just on the mat. So let's do it again. Come on up. Modified plank, chaturanga down, scoop up, sit back. Feels good to move. Inhale up. Exhale down. Up. Exhale. And again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, sit back into child pose. Stay or stretch. Now, go back up in pose. Stretch. Exhale up, cat back stretch. Exhale, press back. One more time. Inhale up, cat back stretch. Exhale down. All right. Just set those aside. Sit back into your child pose. Now, slowly come up. Gotta stretch the front of our body. So take your knees to the outside edges of the mat. Toes stay together. Come up on your knees. Remember, it looks like my hips are over my knees, but they're really not. Well, they are. But I want to stretch that hip flexor muscle that attaches here in my spine and runs down to my inner thighs, to the bottom of my sit bones, to my pelvis. So I'm going to press them into the hips. That you see what happens? It presses it forward. Relax those shoulders back and down. And if you have no cervical neck issues, I want you to look up. Take a deep breath and lean back. And then focus on your breath here. Each breath you take, lift your heart toward the sky. This is such a wonderful stretch for us. Think about yourself. Shopping cart, computer, cooking, everything we do, we're kind of bent the other way. So when we go to stretch our bodies this way, it may feel a little tight, but the more you do it, the looser you're going to get, the more chest expansion you've got going on. And then release. Now, I want you to sit into a wide leg child pose. So sit back. You're going to bring your forehead to the mat. And your arms to your sides with your palms facing the sky. This should be really, really comfortable. This is one of those poses, those postures that you don't really want to leave. You'd like to stay here for a long time. Let your shoulders drop. And then come back up. Slowly. All right. So, you can try your blocks here. I'm going to this morning. Or you could just use the mat. I'm going to put my hands on the blocks. Bring my knees back under my hips. Tuck my toes under. Downward facing dog. That's different. If you've not ever tried this before, feels really good. You can get yourself a little deeper. Your heels will come closer to the mat here. Lift those hips to the sky. Get that stretch going up the back of those legs. Shake out your head. Oh, Remember, this is a healing pose. So those of us here in this area do suffer from a lot of allergies. So this just loosens up that head, loosens up. So go ahead and bicycle your legs, moving one movement, one breath. Inhale, press, exhale, press. We're going to go up, that right leg up into the sky, bend. Bring it back down. Bicycle those legs. And now, left leg, take it up as high as you can. Bend and open. You can look out. Come back up and bring it down. All right, since we're here, bend those knees. Bring those shoulders over your wrists and the blocks into a plank. If this is hard for you, drop onto your knees. Then drop onto your knees. All right, come on around, sit back into potted palm. Okay. Close your eyes. Just check in with your body for a moment. See how that body's feeling. Oh, we're going to do some breath work, working the body. So we're going to lift up. We're going to come forward, and it's like scoop up and come back up. So it's an inhale forward. Exhale, press up. You can even be pressing your knees down here. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Keep those shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Inhale forward. Look up. Exhale, come back. And one more time. Inhale, scoop forward. Exhale, come back. Make sure you're on your sit bones. And round your, release your spine bend. Go back. Oh, this stretches you the other way. So all that stuff that we've been doing, all those postures that we've been doing, feel what they've done to your back. You need your back stretched out again. And then release and come up. Bring your right knee to the center of your body. And now we're gonna, since we're so stretched out, we're gonna tuck ourselves into a neat little ball. Take this left leg and just place it around so you're tucked in nice and tight. Lift up through the crown of your head. Today I'm going to have you keep holding on with your right hand to that left knee. You're going to take this hand, circle it behind you, and spinal twist. Look over that left shoulder again. Crown of the head reaching toward the sky. Your spine here is active. So imagine your tailbone rooted into the earth, and the crown of your head reaching up toward the sky. Where do you feel this stretch? I feel it once again through that gluteal muscle and the outside of that leg. Come back to center. We're going to switch sides. So left knee, so it's center of the body. Tuck it around behind you and bring this right leg and tuck it over. Tuck yourself in. Sit up tall. Actually, this feels really good. Nice little stretch. So keep that that right thigh tucked in close. Circle your right hand behind you and turn and look over that right shoulder. Crown of the head reaching toward the sky, tailbone rooted into the earth. Come back to center. And sit back into your potted palm. So, for those of you that don't normally come to my regular yoga classes, we're going to talk about hands, because you hear me constantly say fingertips, cup, palm. So you can see this better. The reason being, and then sometimes I'll actually tell you hand positions, and I'll tell you to drop onto a. What I want you to keep away from, because it's not healthy for the wrists, is to do, let's see if I can even do it anymore, is where you're resting kind of across the ball, the joints here of your hand, and your wrist is in a peculiar position. This way, you've got weight on all 5 fingers or the whole hand. But when you do this, there it is, where you get that wrist cocked at a funny angle, and only your fingers are holding you up, really could injure that wrist, injure those fingers. So be careful of your hand position. And now you know why I'm always talking about fingertips with cup palms or flat palms. That's why. All right, get your strap. Take your right leg out. Keep that, we're going to keep it out at the side, and we're going to bring this left foot into your inner thigh. You can put it at your knee, you can put it at your calf, whatever you want to do in this one. And then we're going to put that strap back around that right foot. Again, more toward the heel than the ball of the foot, and flex it back. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. Leading again. Keeping that stretch. Heart to chin. Sternum to chin. Hinge forward. Look out over those toes. Drop your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath. Draw the crown of your head towards your toes. Are you loosened up enough you can get your nose to your knee? I'm getting closer. Tuck navel to spine. Release and roll up. All right. Those legs are going to be so stretched out. All right, we're going to change sides. Left leg out. Right foot in. Strap around the left foot. So kind of swivel over that left leg. Lift up. Stretching, sternum to chin. Keep that chin up. Take a deep breath and fold forward. Look out over those toes. Drop your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath. Draw the crown of your head towards your toes. You can move your hands down that strap. It's okay. And release and roll up. All right. You can just set everything aside. We want to get those, if you've got your blocks, get them out of the way. We're going to go back down on our back, knees to chest. Nice stretch through that lower back. Oh, yeah. Bring those hands down halfway between the knee and the ankle. Bring them close in. Then let's do that full body stretch. Take those legs out long, point your toes, arms overhead, stretch out your body. Yeah. And then just bring your hands down to your side. Let's do a little release of the central nervous system. This is one of my... And just start to flick those toes up and down, back and forth. Just get that body rocking up from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. All of a sudden, your head's going to want to bob too. Go ahead, let it. What is this doing? This is just kind of relaxing all the vertebrae in our spine and neck. Just kind of between that soft tissue between the vertebrae loosened up. Just keeping that spine healthy. Plus, it's really fun. And then just let everything go. Take a deep breath, just go. Open those shoulders wide. Palms to the sky. Fingers are softly curved. And if you focus on the palms of your hands, see if you can feel that heat and energy swirling around there. I encourage you to stay in this pose, in this posture for as long as you want. Maybe take a nice mid-morning nap, or if you're watching this in the afternoon, your afternoon nap. Great place to be. Feet are flopped open, shoulders are open wide. Take a deep breath. Fill those lungs up like large balloons. And then let that whole body just... So go ahead. You can stay here. Got things to do. Come on up with me. Close your eyes. Tuck your chin to your chest. If you're up in a seated position, even if you're not, check in with your body. How is it feeling? Then open your eyes, look at the ground in front of you. And slowly lengthen that spine from the tailbone up to the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. And release. Inhale. Release. And one more time. Take a deep breath in. And release. Then give me a deep breath up. Bringing the palms of those hands together. Bring them down through heart center. Namaste. My spirit honors yours. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you got yourself stretched out again. It's a beautiful day. Do something. Get out. Walk. See you soon. Or if you're one of my Friday total bodies, see you on Friday at 10 a.m.